Hi, I'm Amber, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I've watched. I've done this before where I've done roundups, done reviews, and I've been wanting to do it again, so here I am. I want to explain about TV shows, how I'm going to work it, because the new season for TV shows is going to be starting up on TV this next week, and I will not be talking about those TV shows until they are finished their seasons or until I've decided if I'm going to continue with them or not. There's a lot of new shows coming out, and if you want to hear what shows I will be watching this season, tell me that down below. But let's just get on with this. First, I'm going to talk about the TV shows that I've been watching. The first TV show that I actually finished this week was Madam Secretary. I watched Madam Secretary when it was on air last season, and it was its first season, and it was superb. This is about retired CIA operative, I believe that's what you would call it, Elizabeth McCord, who alongside her husband have become college professors. And after the Secretary of State's airplane crashes, she takes over his job. And I absolutely love this show. I love the smart way that they've made Elizabeth McCord and how she handles the situations. I really love the dynamics between her and her family and the effects of her job and how it kind of makes things tough for them, but I just love that family dynamic. Acting is superb, the storyline is really strong, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next season. I wanted to rewatch it now because I think in the beginning of October, which I am very much looking forward to, so I just wanted to kind of refresh my mind about what happened and where the show left off so that I wouldn't be completely lost, because it's been quite some months since we've finished out the first season. In the end, I gave Madam Secretary 5 stars. I am currently watching Arrow, the second season. I binge watched the first season last week, and now I am currently working my way through the first season. I am watching only one episode at a time, because I haven't actually watched the second season before, so I don't really know what's going to happen, and this TV show is quite drama driven, and there's always something shocking about to happen, so I feel like I need to be a little bit more slower, and because I don't really expect to be able to watch the third season before the fourth season starts, I don't feel the need to try to binge watch it in order to be able to binge watch the third season before the fourth season starts. It's not going to happen no matter what. So if you want to know what this one is about, it's about Oliver Queen, who was believed to be dead for 5 years after a boat accident, but during those 5 years he's been stranded on an island, and now he's found his way home in order to save his city. I absolutely love this show. This is one of my favorites. It's just one of those shows where I can burn out really fast from it because it's so fast-paced drama, gets your adrenaline flowing, and it burns me out at times. So I didn't want that to happen because I really want to finish the second season, and I'm looking forward to the third season whenever it comes out on streaming. So it's just, I'm going slow. I don't mind it because I'm enjoying every moment of my watching experience. The only issue I kind of have is the acting. It's not a problem with everybody, but with Stephen Amell, who plays Oliver, I find myself having troubles with him, especially when he is Arrow. There's times where there's this awkward thing going on with his talking, which I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he has to change the way his voice sounds, so that could be it. I don't really know. But overall, I'm loving the story. The plot is just superb and keeps you guessing, so I'm excited for where this show is going. In the end, I gave this one 4.5 stars. The next show that I am currently watching is Numbers. This is a rewatch. I've watched the show a couple times in the past 5 years, and I absolutely enjoy it. This is about Don and Charlie. They're brothers. Charlie is the youngest, and he is a mathematician, pretty much a genius. He is a professor at Cal Sci, and his brother Don, and he's an FBI agent, and they team up to work cases together where Charlie's mathematical expertise can come into use. Like I said, I really enjoy this show a whole lot. I think the first season isn't its strongest, but it's a great introduction to the show. It definitely kept me going when I first watched it, and every time that I have. I've enjoyed it. I just think that once the second season starts, you get a very great core group together, and it holds strong through the rest of the season. Numbers gets 4 stars for me. On to films. The first film that I watched is Guardians of the Galaxy. This is about a group of misfits who find themselves working together in order to save the universe from a evil mastermind who's trying to destroy it. Yeah, this film does not expect you to take it too seriously or to think that there's going to be anything spectacularly new. At the very beginning, I knew that wasn't going to be anything new, unique about it, in the sense of where the story was going to go. And like I said, the film doesn't make you feel like there's going to be anything supremely new about it, but I absolutely loved it. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was entertaining, adventurous, and it was funny. I love Groot. He is my favorite character out of all of them, and the 80s music was the perfect touch to the film. I gave this one 4.5 stars. I tried to watch Birdman. This one stars Michael Keaton and Emma Stone, I believe. This one, I really can't explain the synopsis. It's just so weird for me. The next film that I watched is Birdman, and right off from the beginning, I'm going to tell you that I only give it 1 star. This film was boring from the very beginning. It was so slow, and it was really weird. But that was not what stopped me from watching it. I think that if it hadn't been for the major negative that I'm going to talk about, I would have finished this. The acting was really great. I love the filming style. It was a bit of a risk, but my major problem with this film is that it was so disgustingly dirty. Like, when that one scene where I turned it off, it just repulsed me. I don't mind sex scenes. I don't mind violence in films, and when I go into an R-rated film, I don't expect it to be subtle in the way they talk or whatever. I expect curse words and I expect a little bit of a dirty talk, but the way that this character acted to this other character and the fashion it was so disgusting. So like, there's this line that everybody has for how much they can tolerate something, and he and the creators and the film itself stepped over that line a mile past. So there was no way I was going to be able to continue watching this film after that, especially because I was worried that it was just going to keep on getting worse and worse in that route that it seemed to be going. I don't understand the need for that. Films that I've watched in the past, they've been able to handle it. They've been subtle, even in an R-rated film. They've been able to handle it in a way that I've never once felt disgusted or super uncomfortable, or just felt like they were disrespectful in any way. And I felt like this film was taking it in that direction. I couldn't stand it. So like I said at the beginning, I give this one 1 star. The last film that I watched is Her. This stars Joaquin Phoenix, who plays Theodore, a man going through a divorce. He lives in the near future, and he finds out about this computer, an artificial intelligence computer, and he decides to try it out in the hopes that it'll get him out of his funk, I guess. The voice that comes out of this computer names herself Samantha, and they start having this kind of friendship, which turns into a romance. This film has so much potential to go further than what it did, because there's this whole idea of what technology seems to be doing to people, and the way that they showed that was really great, especially because technology seems to isolate us. We are always in our bubble now because we have our cell phones and our iPods and things always there, always to block us out from everybody else who's around us. And that was shown so well in this film. And I was expecting it to kind of go on a discussion of sorts through the story to talk about what technology is doing and where do they think it's going to go. And instead, this film turned into another almost super cheesy romance film, and it was really an awkward one at that, because it seemed so one-sided because there was no actual showing, it was just telling, and because of that, it was very one-sided, and it was just even more awkward because it was just really weird in that sense, especially because it actually almost starts out with one of those scenes, and I was almost put off. I got very far before I started kind of pushing the fast forward to get through most of the film just to see where it was going. But to start off with, that was, wow, it was just like, wait a minute, do we really need to start out this film with that? It was just weird. I must say this film was weird because of everything. If it wasn't for how it just turned into a normal romance film with a bit of a twist, considering the fact that it's with a computer, I probably would have enjoyed this film way much more. Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job. I thought that he was superb in his role, although that there were times when Samantha and Theodore were talking together, there was these awkward dialogue moments where it felt like they were actually reading from a script. With her, I could almost understand that, but with him, not really. But otherwise, I thought that he and Scarlett Johansson and Amy Adams and everybody else did a great job in their roles. I also love the filming style with the close-ups and all of that. It was just amazingly well done in that sense. I just think that he took it down the road that I really wasn't expecting. I knew that there was a romance, but I was expecting it to go in a different way than where it did, and it really bothered me that it went the way it went. It was just really bothersome to me in that. So it gets 3 stars because it's interesting and it was okay, but it's not a film that I'll probably watch again. That's it from me. Tell me down below what you guys been watching. Thank you all so much for watching, and keep smiling.